1. Anthony Kim. Anthony Kim didn't retire. He vanished. One minute he was torching Augusta, dripping swagger, talking like a prizefighter with a 3-wood. The next, he was gone. Kim was golf's electric current. Cocky, fearless, and way too good to be normal. He'd roll up in loud outfits, play like he was allergic to fear, and walk off like he'd done it before in another life. People loved him because he made golf feel dangerous again. The whisper started, that massive insurance policy, a payout big enough to make any comeback impossible. The rumor was if he ever played another PGA round, he'd lose the millions he collected, so he stayed gone. Every now and then someone claimed to spot him, in Texas, in Vegas, on a random driving range. Before we move on, make sure to like and subscribe to this Golf Explainer. It will motivate us to come up with more amazing breakdowns and player comparisons from the world of golf. 2. David Duval. David Duval was supposed to be Tiger's rival. For a moment, he was world number 1, major champion. Shades on, emotion off, precision like a machine. He didn't talk trash, he just crushed fields. Then suddenly, nothing. His game didn't decline, it imploded. One season he was winning the Open Championship. The next he was missing every cut in sight. His confidence fell apart faster than his swing. Nobody could explain it. He wasn't injured. He wasn't washed. He just couldn't hit it the same. Every fix made it worse. New swing coaches, new clubs, new mindset. The more he tweaked, the deeper he sank. By 2004, he looked like a man trying to imitate his old self from memory. You'd see him out there grinding on Thursday mornings at some forgotten event, once the best player alive, now shooting 79s and shrugging. Eventually, he found his voice in the booth, calm, honest, smart. The same focus that made him deadly now makes him one of TV's best analysts. 3. Smiley Kaufman. Smiley Kaufman looked like the future. He was young, likable, full of energy, and surrounded by golf's golden crew, Spieth, Fowler, Thomas. He was the 4th guy on the Masters spring break squad. Then the lights turned off and Smiley just fell out of the frame. He won early, the 2015 Shriners, big moment, big stage, and everyone thought he'd be part of golf's next dynasty. But the game doesn't care about potential. His swing went loose, his confidence collapsed, and every bad round got worse. Missed cuts piled up until his name became a footnote on a tee sheet. He never had a meltdown, he just got lost. One year you're flying private to Augusta with Jordan Spieth, the next you're grinding on mini tours trying to find something that doesn't exist anymore. Now Smiley's on NBC as a broadcaster, and the thing is he's really good at it. He's relaxed, funny, and actually sounds human. Rare for golf commentary. You can tell he remembers what it felt like to fall off the edge. Smiley Kaufman didn't disappear in disgrace. He just quietly found a new version of himself that didn't need a scorecard to prove he belonged. 4. Jason Dufner. Jason Dufner never cared what anyone thought, and that was his magic. He played slow, looked half asleep, and somehow beat everyone. When he won the 2013 PGA Championship, it felt effortless. No emotion, no drama, just laser beams and deadpan celebration. The internet turned him into a meme, Dufnering. The man became a brand of not caring, but somewhere between cool and careless, his edge dulled. His ball striking stayed sharp, but his putting went cold, really cold. The kind of cold that kills careers. He'd still show flashes, a low round here, a Sunday charge there, but the consistency vanished. One missed cut turned into 20. His world ranking plummeted. Dufner didn't chase cameras, didn't talk about comebacks, didn't ask for attention. He just kept playing, quietly losing ground. There's something brutal about watching a guy who once made golf look simple suddenly fight for pars. It's like watching a genius forget his own formula. Dufner was golf's version of a one-hit wonder that everyone still hums. You see his name now and think, man, that guy used to be deadly. 5. Luke Donald. Luke Donald's reign as world number 1 was quiet, classy, and impossible. He didn't hit bombs. He didn't intimidate anyone. He just painted shots one after another with precision most players could only dream about. He was the last artist before the sport turned into a power contest. Then distance took over. The game got longer, rougher, faster. Suddenly, Luke's greatest weapon, accuracy, wasn't enough. He tried to adapt, more workouts, more swing speed, more coaches. The more he changed, the more he lost what made him special. By the time he realized, the game had passed him. The new kids were hitting wedges into greens where he needed 6 irons. You can't output physics. What's strange is he didn't fall apart. He just slowly stopped being relevant. 6. Hunter Mahan. Hunter Mahan was built to win forever. Perfect swing, calm mind, cold eyes. He had everything. For years, he was America's prototype. The guy who looked like a walking Titleist ad. Clean swing, clean life, big checks. At his peak, Mahan was a Ryder Cup machine, a regular on leaderboards, and a face in every big commercial. He wasn't flashy like Fowler or dramatic like Mickelson. He was the dependable one. Then it all cracked in slow motion. His iron play slipped. His putting faded. He started searching for answers that weren't there. Every week he'd show up with a new fix, a new thought, a new plan, and every week it got worse. He didn't implode like Duval. He just disappeared through the trapdoor of mediocrity. One moment that defined him came in 2013. He was leading the Canadian Open, playing lights out, and withdrew mid-round to rush home for the birth of his child. It was the right call as a person. But as a golfer, it marked the last time he truly felt in control. After that, the magic never came back. The confidence, the rhythm, the top 10s gone. By 2018, he was off the radar entirely, floating through sponsor exemptions and early tee times. The guy who once looked unbreakable just stopped being part of the conversation. 7. Francesco Molinari. For one glorious stretch, Francesco Molinari was untouchable, calm, unflappable, robotic precision. He was the Italian Terminator. The 2018 Open Championship felt like a coronation. He didn't just win, he erased pressure. He took down Tiger Woods at Carnoustie like it was nothing. For months after, he was invincible. Ryder Cup hero, major champion, world-class ball striker. Then came one swing, Augusta 2019 Masters 12th hole, standing on the tee with the lead, one miss hit into the water, then another. In an instant, his aura shattered. That was the crack in the armor. And golf, being golf, widened it until there was nothing left. Molinari tried to rebuild. He changed coaches, changed routines, moved to California to chase form and sunshine. But once confidence leaks out of a player like him, it doesn't come back. He was built on precision, not power. When that precision went fuzzy, he became average. And average on the PGA Tour means invisible. He had his chapter of dominance, short and perfect, like a storm that burned out too soon. Every player fears that Augusta moment when one bad swing rewrites everything. 8. Charles Schwartzel. Charles Schwartzel won the Masters at 26 with 4 straight birdies to close. That should have been the start of a dynasty. Instead, it became his peak. He had everything: textbook swing, calm head, and a game that traveled anywhere. But after that green jacket, it was like he vanished into a different sport. He'd pop up once in a while, a T3 here, a solid showing there, but the fire was gone. His swing stayed gorgeous, his tempo stayed smooth, but the edge faded. He stopped contending, stopped winning, stopped mattering. People blamed equipment changes, motivation, or South African travel schedules, but the truth's simpler. Charles got stuck in the middle. Too good to disappear, not good enough to stay relevant. Golf doesn't leave room for middle ground. Once the cameras stop following, you're just another name on the tee sheet. He re-emerged briefly with Live Golf, winning early on and pocketing millions, but that didn't feel like redemption. It felt like retirement in motion. The old fire, the guy who stared down Tiger and Rory in Augusta's final round, that version's gone. When you've already won the tournament everyone dreams about, it's hard to feel hungry again. 9. Boo Weekley. Boo Weekley wasn't supposed to be famous. He didn't look like a modern golfer. He looked like the guy who fixed your truck. But that's exactly why fans loved him. He was golf's last true character. Country accent, hunting stories, raw power, no polish. He'd joke mid-round, ride his driver like a horse at the Ryder Cup, and still beat the world's best. Then one day, Boo stopped showing up. Wrist injuries, surgeries, back pain. One thing after, he tried comebacks, tried mini tours, but his body wasn't having it. The PGA moved on. The sponsors stopped calling. The crowds that once chanted his name barely noticed when he vanished. When Boo finally resurfaced, it wasn't at a PGA event. It was on the Korn Ferry Tour, grinding quietly, talking about how blessed he still felt to play golf at all. That's the thing about Boo. He never pretended to be a superstar. He just wanted to play. When the injuries took that away, he went home, hunted, and smiled through it. He didn't disappear in shame or scandal. He just went back to being who he was before golf found him. Simple, honest, and completely fine with being out of sight. 10. Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler was golf's heartbeat. Orange shirts, flat brim hats, swagger without the ego. He was supposed to be the modern face of the game. Marketable, fearless, and impossible not to root for. For a decade, he carried golf's cool factor on his back. Then came the drought. Years without a win. Mechanics in chaos. Confidence evaporating. He wasn't missing by miles. He was missing by inches. But golf doesn't care about inches. It buries you the same. Between 2019 and 2022, Fowler's career nosedived. Missed cuts piled up. His world ranking fell outside the top 150. For someone who'd once been on every magazine cover, it was brutal. He wasn't just fading from contention, he was fading from identity. To his credit, Ricky fought back. He retooled his swing with Butch Harmon, clawed back his confidence, and finally broke the drought in 2023 at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. For a moment, it felt like the old Fowler was back, but then silence again. The crowds still cheer, but the aura's different now. He's not the face of golf anymore. He's a veteran, respected, admired, but no longer the center of gravity. Golf moves on fast. Talent isn't enough when the cameras leave. Every new winner erases an old one, and that's the cruel rhythm of this game.